Disclaimer: this video contains spoilers for every game in the Call of Duty franchise. It also takes gameplay footage used from the YouTube channel MK Ice and Fire, specifically for titles ranging from Call of Duty World War II through Black Ops 7. Full credit for that footage goes to Call of Duty and MK Ice and Fire. All footage shown from before Call of Duty World War II is original gameplay captured by yours truly, me, Blitzer. Furthermore, any music that may be protected by the YouTube algorithm is owned and copyrighted by Activision Publishing and its partners. Full rights and credit for all detected music belong to them. Enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a video I've been looking forward to making for a year or two now, and a buddy of mine has been waiting on it long enough as well. If the title or thumbnail has already given it away, today I'm ranking every single Call of Duty campaign on a tier list. I've already made 2 Call of Duty tier list videos on this channel, I believe both released last year, but I haven't done one focused entirely on the campaigns. Only the campaigns. Here's the thing. Whenever I watch other YouTubers rank the Call of Duty franchise, they almost always start with Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare and completely ignore the first 3 games. To me, that makes the list feel incomplete. Without the original Call of Duty and Call of Duty 2 or Call of Duty 3, Modern Warfare wouldn't even exist. Or any Call of Duty would exist. It could have flopped, but it didn't. So, starting at COD 4 just makes no sense. So in this tier list, I'm doing it right. We're starting with the very first game ever made, and going all the way from there to the most recent Call of Duty release, Black Ops 7. And here's a twist. Instead of simply talking about each game and placing it on the list, I'll be doing a more personal sub-ranking for each title. Here's how it'll work. It'll go from 1, what I hate most about the game, 2, what I think is genuinely bad about the game. Not terrible, but bad. 3, what is okay or actually good about the game. And 4, what I absolutely love about the game. If I go beyond 4 points, like 5, 6 points, those are usually just honorable mentions, like a character or just a small little detail I liked about the game. In my original notes for this video, including my thoughts on each game, I wrote that these personal sub-rankings wouldn't affect the overall placement of each title. Looking at it now with the footage gathered and the notes finalized, that honestly doesn't make much sense. So I'm changing that. These personal points will contribute to the game's overall ranking on the final tier list. Before we get into the video, I just want to say I'm sorry I haven't been uploading as frequently lately. I've been putting a lot of time into this project, and even though it's been only a few weeks, it honestly feels like it's been a month since I last uploaded. I really wanted to come back with something worth the wait for all of you guys, and not leave you guys in the dark. And to add to that, a lot of you already know that I've been on the road for like a year now to have 500 subs. And that goal is still going strong. If you're new to the channel and enjoy the content, definitely check out some of my other videos or playlists, which I'll have linked at the end with the end cards. As for subscribing, liking, or turning on notifications, I'm never gonna force that on anyone. I've always hated when creators beg for it, so I'll just say this. If you enjoy the video and want to stick around for more, feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future uploads on the channel. I can't promise an exact upload schedule, but it definitely won't be months or years between videos on end. Realistically, you can possibly expect something every 4 to 5 weeks, depending on how long the idea and editing process takes. With that out of the way, let's get right into Call of Duty. Alright guys, so here we are on the first ever Call of Duty, released back in 2003, directed by Jason West and Vince Appella, rest in peace. This game is important. It's the one that started the franchise, and for that alone, it's worth remembering. And not to forget, like every YouTuber does. While it doesn't hold up as well as other entries, which I can understand and probably is the reason why they don't ever add them in any videos, it still stands out. Just like COD 2 and 3. What makes this one special is that it laid the foundation for everything that came after. Every single game that came after COD 1 used somewhat of its assets, used its engine in some way. We're still using some sort of IW engine that is a descendant like a grand descendant of this engine that we're seeing on the screen now. Call of Duty 1 started it all, not just because it's the first game, but because it's the first template, the first formula. It birthed the franchise into something that wasn't real. And honestly, they were taking big, bold steps with this game. I heard during the development process of the game, it was really hard to make. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's at least what I've researched about the game. Now, let me get into my personal notes. All right, and boy, do I have a lot on my mind. First things first. What did I personally hate about Call of Duty 1? I hated the checkpoints. Man, I hated the checkpoints because, and I don't mean like the manual ones where you can just save them wherever. I mean the automatic. Like, say I never used manual. I had to use manual because automatic, no matter what I did, I spawned in the middle of gunfight, getting shot at, far away from the object. Like, there was no point in letting the game automatically save for you. So at one point, I decided I'm just going to literally manually save every time I'm safe and I'm not getting shot at. Because this game, oh, it's horrendous. And I don't know what they were thinking when they were coding this game or programming this game with its saves, but honestly, I can't blame them. But it wasn't. It's not smart in hindsight, but it was probably at the time. And honestly, I thought like I'll get to a later point what it means, but the second thing is what I thought that was bad, right? What I thought that was really bad about the game was how I could never use controller for this game. There's no, at least I never researched if there's any, like there's any controller binding add-ons or, you know, things I can download that let me play on controller, like my Xbox wired controller that I usually play games on. But no, I didn't see nothing. So I had to use keyboard and mouse. That's not a big deal at all, but just for me it was because I sucked at it and I'm terrible at playing the game. Uh, I'm not bad, but I'm not good, and so it's just kind of difficult for me. And especially crouching, I had to keep rebinding either from C to Z or X because it was just faster. Which I think Z was the best one in my opinion. If you want to reroute, if you're new to keyboard, Z is the best for crouching. Third point is what I actually found okay about the game. Let me pull it up here. Come on. So the graphics. At least I could tell what was what in the game. It didn't look like a bunch of polygon PS2 mess. Some things looked pretty good. I like the lighting. For the time, I bet it was groundbreaking. And honestly, I love the animations. They're a little choppy, but what can you expect? It's 2003. I think that some of the sound design, the music, everything in this game, like, it just still holds up today. And, like, if you like retro. However, what I really love about this game is the overall story, and I love how the characters are well written. I love the atmosphere, and I think the environments in each level are really immersive. They never fail to immerse me at all. For a 2003 game, it's honestly just breathtaking how much I felt like I was actually in the battle with these NPCs. I didn't feel like I was some cool guy and I was just breezing through it all on like regular difficulty, which is the main difficulty I play on. I actually felt like I had a challenge on this game. Every single time I spawned, I felt like I was getting shot at. Not just because of automatic saves, but just because of how hectic everything was. It didn't matter if I was sitting there or if I was charging an outpost. Didn't matter what I was doing. Playing bombs. It didn't matter. I was getting shot at. I had tension in my veins. That's not something you usually see with modern COD games. Usually it's just shoot bad guy, you push up. That's all you do. This game you had to think about what to do because I just try doing what I do in most COD games and I get shot and killed most times out of 10. You got to think about what you do before you do it. That's in every COD game, but this game especially. That's something I really loved about this game because it actually gave me a challenge and made you feel like you're just a soldier. And that's something I'll say about COD 2, COD 3, and World at War. But I digress. Let's go on to Call of Duty United Offensive. Okay, so here we are on the tier list. Now, with the tier list, I have three. I have one thing to mention, not three. This whole category, this whole subcategory here, I'll change the color just so like it helps. This whole column is just games I haven't played ever, and some of them are like some are console exclusives or like they're just like I have none of the technology that can play them. Like for Call of Duty Declassified, I can't play that. I don't have a PS Vita. And I just haven't played these. And Big Red 1, I think, is only on the PS2. I could be wrong, but that's what I learned. And Final Fronts is also on the PS2. So I don't have a PS2. So yeah. However, let's rank Call of Duty. So, like I said, I hate the automatic checkpoints. Like if there is nothing wrong with it, like here, I'll literally just tell you, right? If the games I love the most have no flaws, you'll see them at least an A or S. If it has like one flaw that I hate the most about it, or if there's a few things I don't like about the game, and one thing I might hate, it's definitely not going to be in these. It's going to be in these lower three. But with Call of Duty, like the first one ever made, the only thing I hate, like really hate, is the automatic checkpoints because the checkpoint system is so dog crap. So it won't be in S, and I don't think it'll be an A. But everything else I thought was pretty good. So I think it deserves B. So here we are on Call of Duty United Offensive, released in 2004. This now I understand this is an expansion pack of the same game, Call of Duty 3, but people rank Halo 3 ODST on Halo tier lists, and that's an expansion of Halo 3. Is it not? Not saying y'all are gonna judge me for that, but I'm just putting it out there. Call of Duty United Offensive was really infuriating to play for me. Now, there's three reasons why. And I don't love. There's not a thing I love about the game, but I don't. I don't. It doesn't. It's not like I hate it, but I do hate some things about it. Uh, for one, the AI seems more aggressive, even on normal difficulty that like I normally play on, like normal, and I die every 3 seconds. It feels like sure in this clip, like this is like after one of the checkpoints in my gameplay where I kept dying and I had to defend this bell tower. It's kind of similar to what is it? Or similar to that World War II mission. It's after D-Day, but you have to like basically take this bell tower, this church, and you have to like snipe enemies. It's kind of like that, but it's more freaking retarded and aggressive. Like, it's so autistic. Now, the other hardest thing about it was this, like Call of Duty 1, the original. It was one of the first experiences I had where I had to only play on keyboard, so it was kind of hard for me because I'm used to controller. Even on PC, I use a controller input, wired 360 controller. However, the game does have new perspectives, I guess. You know, I think it was like Polish or Dutch resistance. I haven't got that far in the game to actually see it, but that's what I've read on online. And I think Battle of the Bulge, I really like that setting a lot. I do like. Uh, I don't know if Guevara was in this game or not, but because I saw the game, I used the Guevara in the game, but I'm not sure if it's in Call of Duty 1, the original. Like, my gosh, there's parallels between Halo 3 ODST and Call of Duty United Offensive. That's crazy. Because that game, the silenced pistol was only in that game. Never mind. I'm getting a little off track here with my ADHD ass. Let's just rank it. I don't have that much else to say about it. So, I definitely don't think it deserves anything like this, or even this for that matter. I think it's not terrible, but it's not good. It's not a good expansion, unlike Halo 3 to ODST. But hey, let's move on to Call of Duty 2. Alright, so here we have Call of Duty 2. Now, this doesn't have gameplay footage as of now, but it's a cutscene and it's going to go into gameplay, so don't worry, it's not just cutscenes. That doesn't really matter though. Here's the thing with Call of Duty 2. Unlike Call of Duty or its expansion, Call of Duty United Retards, uh, I don't hate anything about this game at all. I don't hate one thing about this game. It's phenomenal. I think I thought anything going forward from this point is either just a little bad or it's just something I can't complain about and it's good. The thing I can complain about is just the grenade spam. Boy, it's like World at War. It's it gives World at War almost a run for its money, but it's not bad. Now, it can be somewhat annoying, but it's not too bad. What I thought was pretty good was a new Stalingrad perspective, and also has a D-Day and LL main perspective, and I think those are definitely really cool. I did really like the Stalingrad and LL main. I did like the D-Day perspective a lot. I thought it was very tense, and I died almost almost 9 times out of 10. I've died. Then I finally made it. Then I finally made it up the freaking into the German bunkers and killed them. I finally did. Now, I think I think I also liked the better graphic enhancements I see on the screen here. The game is definitely a step up from the first game, especially in graphic detail and the environment. Like there's snow coming down. Like in Stalingrad in the last game, it was just white. That's probably because the engines back then couldn't handle particle effects. But with this new particle effects, even if it's just 2D, it feels real. And I think there's something about this game's graphics and the way the engine works. Just it looks sharp. It's like you know how like you put on like if you're on an iPhone, you have an image, you sharpen it, like the sharpen feature. It's kind of like that. It kind of makes it edgier, sharper. I like it, more crisp. What I really loved was the riding. Like the last game, you felt like just a normal soldier, right? Like, you're just one dude. Sure, in Russian you're Alexei. I forget the name. I'm sorry, I forget the name of the American and the British and the Resistance protagonist. I forget. But Alexei, that's the Russian guy. Anyways, it makes you feel like you're in a war bigger than yourself and fighting, and everyone fighting with you is just like you. You're all going through the same struggle. If it's clearing streets in Stalingrad to push Germans out, to push Erwin Rommel and the Germans out of Africa, to storm the beaches of Normandy, or to fight the Germans as resistance. It's honestly cool. Here's honorable mention. So, like I said, number 4, anything above number 4, or the best is honorable mention. This is honorable mention, number 5. Captain Price! Now, he was in the first game, but he's also in this game. Not to be confused with Captain Price of Call of Duty 4 and every Price after that, who known for his iconic beanie. This one's more known for his iconic beret. And I like to think of him as the grandpa to the Price in the OG Modern Warfare trilogy. Or the new trilogy too. Whatever you want to think. I think he's the grandpa. Grandpa Price. Alright, I'm excited to rank this. Let's go. So with Call of Duty 2, I don't hate one thing. Like I said that already. So it's definitely not going to be in these bottom 3. And do I think it's a perfect Call of Duty that holds up today? In some aspects, yes, of course. And I think it has a really great story, really good gameplay, and I really think they improved a lot of things from the first COD and its expansion United Retards. But I think although it's a really good game, it shows some really impressive graphics enhancements and particle effects. And overall textures of face mapping too. I mean, you see NPCs, it didn't look like they just... it doesn't look like they just slapped a face texture on. It looked like they actually modeled the faces. Top tier. But sadly, I don't think it deserves F. F! S! I did it again! It deserves A tier. Let's go on to Call of Duty 3. And I do have something to say about Call of Duty 3. So, with Call of Duty 3, I know in the tier list you saw that there was a never played section, or if you could tell what the text said because of the bad audio or video quality. However, I just because I haven't played this does not mean I think it's not important. Like I think this game is really important, and I know. Well, I basically know not much about this game, although what I do know is what I didn't experience. Anyways, I still think I should show it. So here's the thing, right? Something I noticed about Call of Duty 3 when I watched MKIS and Fire's video, which is the footage here. Like, some of the games that I haven't played will show his footage, and I said that in this disclaimer. All footage goes to him, like to some of the footage, right? Unless it doesn't have that watermark you see at the bottom right. Anyways, some of the sound design in Call of Duty 3 matched games like Call of Duty World at War. And maybe they might have used assets from Call of Duty 3 in World at War. Most likely they did. I think, as you see on the screen, the American soldiers, like the one on the right, I think they might have used that because it looks very similar to the one we see in World at War. At least, unmarine-ified look. Anyways, uh, another thing I noticed is that this game is only console exclusive. So I can't buy it on Steam. I can't play it on PC. I can't emulate it. I don't have that kind of tech. Not that kind of a weird tech wizard guy. But it's just weird how this is the only COD exclusive game and the only console COD game to not even have a PC game released. Not one bit. And honestly, it's surprising. Why would they take this risk? Like, not even I know why they would take this risk. Maybe it's because of the growing console market of like the seventh generation. They wanted to make Call of Duty on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 coming up. Or no, it was releasing that year. Yeah, well, yeah, 2006 was a massive year for Call of Duty. I guess, I don't know. And this was Treyarch's first Call of Duty. Like, actually making a Call of Duty, developing a Call of Duty. You might credit them with their first Call of Duty being maybe World at War or Black Ops, but no. Their first shine at Call of Duty, which failed, but it was a step. It was a baby step. Was Call of Duty 3. They tumbled and they just stumbled into it. And then we saw in 2008 them come out and make a banger. Honestly, like, it's crazy to think about Call of Duty 3. If you look at any of the development cycle of Call of Duty 3, you know, you know what Treyarch was going through. And let's be honest, World at War was near the same thing, right? Although it was shorter with World at War. But I'll get to that when I cover World at War. And since there's not much else I can say about Call of Duty 3, I think that's it. I do think it's a decent game, and once I actually play it, I might make a re-upload of this video with Call of Duty 3 in it. But until then, that's all I'm going to say about Call of Duty 3. Let's rank it. So, Call of Duty 3, while I haven't played it, and while I could have just included it here, I thought I still had to mention it. I still think it deserves to be on this list, and I want to rank it. However, I don't know if I want to rank it either A or B or C. Well, I don't know of anything, so I can't really say which one. From what I've seen, it doesn't look like a bad game. From what I hear, it isn't a bad game. So just with that, I'm going to give it at least a B. Just knowing myself, I'd probably put it there too. But we'll see when I re-upload it, if I even decide to play Call of Duty 3 on whatever console, probably a PS3, but who knows. Let's go on to Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Yes, we're there finally! So, here we are at Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, released 2007. Now, for the campaign, there isn't much to hate on. Right? If anything, there's nothing to really hate on. There's nothing really bad either. So, yeah, there's nothing to hate on, but that's it for things I might not like or hate. Third things third. Everybody says that this game redefined the console shooter genre, and I agree to an extent. I think Halo did, but the campaign is well written, as always, and the gameplay is addictive like Call of Duty 2. And I can see that from this point, while this isn't the original Call of Duty 4, I had to use some of MCASFire's clip here. Like I said, credit goes to him, because there was a little incident where in the recording, like when I got on today to record, that file with the original Call of Duty 4 gameplay got corrupted. I didn't feel like installing the whole game and going through the whole thing just to do it again. So, thank you for MCASFire for this. Yeah. I could tell by this point that they really came a long way since Call of Duty 1, and by this point, Infinity Ward has really made its stand as one of Call of Duty's biggest developers, and pretty much the only developer at this point in time, other than Treyarch. Remember, at this point, it was only Treyarch and Infinity Ward. Now, what I really love about the game is the characters. I think they're very likable. Like, you have Griggs, who's the badass Marine. Price is cool as ever. And he's actually a main character in this game. Not the main character, but he's a protagonist. Gaz, well, he's Gaz. He's not the one now, but the old one. And the villains are well written too. So, yeah, like I said in the last Call of Duty Tiers video when I mentioned Call of Duty 4, I didn't say there's much to really go off on with the campaign or multiplayer for that matter, and that's kind of the same thing here. Like I said, I didn't play this game as much as I did with other games like Black Ops 2 or Call of Duty World at War. And while I haven't played, like, I probably played the same amount as I did with, say, Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3 as I did Call of Duty 4, I honestly thought I would have more to say about Call of Duty 4, but I really don't think it's that bad of a game. And I think it's, at least in my own experience, you know what, let's just rank it. I don't want to just say it, let's rank it. So with Call of Duty 4, everybody else says they redefine the thing. They may put it up in A, like S, A, or B tier. Honestly, I'm probably going to put it in B tier just for the sole fact that, while it's not the best Call of Duty ever, and while it did redefine the genre to some extent, I don't think it's really a perfect game in any way. Although there wasn't really much to hate on, so I could have easily put it on A tier, but I don't have that much of a love for it like other games. So it's kind of in that middle ground between A and B. But yeah, why is there two of these? Let's go on to World at War, which I have more to say about, I guess. So with Call of Duty 5 World at War, or just Call of Duty World at War, as most people call it, I think there's only one thing I hate about the game, and that is the grenade spam. Now, even on normal difficulty, on recruit difficulty, there's no really grenade spam, because obviously, why would there be? But with the normal up to like realistic difficulty or veteran difficulty, you get grenade spammed every second. Even on normal, it feels like you get spammed every once in a while. It's like, it's not, you know, it's not fun. It's not fun, you know. But other than that, I think the only thing I thought that was bad wasn't really their fault. It was Activision's fault for trying to rush out this game. But it was that fact that the British were cut from the game and the Holland campaign was cut from the game. I thought that really took a big chunk out of what Call of Duty World at War could have been, and if they would have given more time into World at War for Treyarch to make the game, I think World at War might have been the GOAT of all Call of Duty games. Because it just would have been what they made about the British good in the Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3, or just 1 and 2, but make them more gritty, more realistic. Because World at War is just known for that. What I really thought was good, number 3, is the gray color coding. Grading, whatever you want to call it, and how dull the game looks. It really helps feel immersed and know that war isn't colorful and all sunshine and rainbows. Like when you play most World War II games, you see all the vibrant colors. Like Battlefield 5 is the complete opposite of World at War in terms of color. World at War is gray, and the only vibrant color is red, the color of blood. Everything else is gray, muted, brown, dark green, like grimy, dirty, bloody. Battlefield 5 is bright, vibrant rainbows, vibrant green, red. Oh my gosh, vibrant white. Like it's almost gay and like Skittles just to look at. Like you feel like you're in a game. You feel like you're in a Skittles box when you play Battlefield 5. In every sense of the way. World at War is just the true ultimate like World War II shooter in my opinion. And while it's not as expansive as say Hell Let Loose or what is it, Enemy at the Gate or come on, what's another game? Ah, this is so many World War II games, and World at War is probably the only one I've ever played that actually immerses me. But we'll Hell Let Loose, while clan aspect, yes, it might, like, because I've been in multiple clans, it felt immersive. The base game, when you just play it normally, there's no story mode, there's no, like, campaign, and the players that play with you are just total numbskulls and total mouth-breathing retards. They don't even know what they're doing half the time, and they still... It's stuff that it's not a big deal in the like sense of not a big deal. Just play the game. If you don't like it, don't play it. But things I do like it, you're ruining it by not being accurate because this game is based on accuracy. I digress. I thought that was really good about the game. What I really love about the game is that the violence makes it so scary, and the music is so beautiful and haunting at the same time. Sean Murray did a phenomenal job at composing World at War and Black Ops 1 to a greater extent. And I'll probably mention that with Black Ops 1 too. But something about World at War, its music, its atmosphere. I'd look up on YouTube, like, World at War soundtrack, campaign by campaign mission. There's that video. I recommend you go watch the one for Blowtorch and Corkscrew. Oh my gosh, dude! I listen to that when I feel pumped up. It's awesome. I know you might call me weird for that, but I don't care. It's awesome to listen to. Just, it's so immersive. It's so freaking dramatic, but haunting. And just that like, oh, or like the female like choir, the voice. I don't know, the woman singing. I don't know how you call it, but. That is just another one entirely, and it's like, that's also the part of, when a Call of Duty Zombies round starts. I think it's da-na-na. That's actually from the that clip you just heard, from that thing I just did a terrible impersonation of. I'm getting a little yappy here, so I'm gonna just cut to a chase here, because you guys, you have attention span of a cockroach with Down syndrome, so let's just get to it. The writing was phenomenal, and the characters are so memorable. You have Reznov, which is basically in every single Black Ops game mentioned, at least, except Black Ops 3 and Cold War to... basically every COD game that he's mentioned in, I guess. So that'd be World at War, Black Ops, and Black Ops 2. And Black Ops 4, because he's in the Blackout. Other than that, he's not really mentioned. But he's a really memorable Black Ops character. Chernov is another one, and if you don't already know, Chernov is also he uses the same model that Nikolai uses, or no, what I should say is Nikolai uses the same model as Chernov from Campaign. Nikolai's one of the characters from Ultimus Group, which is like the World at War to Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4 zombie character. Look him up. You have a phone. ChatGPT it. All right. I don't need to go through a whole video. I'll explain those if I need to, but whatever. Miller, and he's the protagonist of World at War that you play as for the Americans. Dmitry, who is the protagonist of the Russians that you play as, the one that I'm playing as here. They're both, Miller and Dmitry are both silent protagonists. One thing about Miller is that he actually doesn't appear in character like he does in Black Ops 1 for Dmitry. But the thing is, in World at War, like, even though after the game, Sub Big C Miller, he's a character in Call of Duty Zombies lore that is a handler for Peter McCain. I think that's his name. I think he's a handler for Peter McCain, the guy you see hanging in Shinonuma. You have Sergeant Solomon, you have Roebuck, you have Amsel, the the antagonist. Well, there's not really a main villain in World at War. You kind of are the main villain because you're a monster. You're in war. Everybody's a antagonist. There's no heroes. And you have Polonsky, which is the guy in the Pacific campaign who's the same model that would go on to be used for Dempsey, Tank Dempsey, which that's who people know more than Polonsky. But I think Polonsky, I wish they'd like mention him more in Call of Duty because honestly, if they do it to Miller, they might as well do it to Polonsky. Anyways, let's rank it. Let's rank this. So, with Call of Duty World at War, Call of Duty 5 World at War, I like I did last time. I think I might as well just rank it at S tier. I think it is one of the best Call of Duties ever made, and I think it's the most memorable one that I can ever think of. When anybody ever asks me what the best Call of Duty is, World at War, that or Black Ops. But yeah, it deserves S tier for those reasons I mentioned. And I apologize for the Yap Fest that I just gave World at War, but it's just because I love it so much. So yeah. Anyways, let's go on to Modern Warfare 2. So with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, or Call of Duty 6 Modern Warfare 2, I don't have anything to hate. There's nothing to hate here. What I did find that I didn't enjoy that much was just a lack of skill while playing was bad. Not the gameplay itself, that's good. It's just me. I thought I wasn't as good as I should be with now being used to keyboard and mouse up to this point, but I wasn't as good, so that kind of ruined the action for me. But the game itself was pretty good. So what I find really good about the game was just that overall the game felt like a Hollywood blockbuster, which is a good change of pace for the time being. While I prefer immersive, expansive, like war shooters, that's why I like Arma all the time. I like that Modern Warfare 2 feels action-packed, and it's a breath of fresh air. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna really say for it, because yeah. But it isn't now. I kind of miss how it was. The overall feeling of being a soldier during the American missions in DC during the invasion was so stressful, and that's one of the things I really loved. In a good way, obviously. You feel like a soldier fighting to protect your country and push a barbaric enemy out. You feel outnumbered at times, and you do feel outnumbered at times, and the radios you can hear definitely sell that feeling of dread and frustration. The game's overall performance is phenomenal. I don't think there's a single thing I hate about Modern Warfare 2, except its multiplayer. I thought that multiplayer was kind of bad. I didn't hate it. I just thought it was kind of bad. Spec Ops, I don't care anything. I don't care about it at all. I still think Modern Warfare 3 has better Spec Ops that's worth my time. Modern Warfare 2, I don't know how people enjoy that shit. The Spec Ops is freaking terrible. It's mission based. No survival. Like, it's not fun. You need survival. Like, come on now. But yeah, this comes before, so I guess there's no use complaining about that. But multiplayer, sweaty as fuck. Not really that enjoyable, but it's not bad. It's just that I suck at it. Campaign, same thing. I just suck at playing it. That's why I didn't, that's why I didn't have a fun time. But I thought the overall story, atmosphere, music, Hans Zimmer did a phenomenal job. I don't know how they pulled him in, honestly. He's one of the best composers in all of film. So I think it's just so good how they hyped this game, marketed this game, the development of this game. Truly a hallmark of the Infinity Ward's design. It's something that we'll never ever see again with Call of Duty. While it is like a Hollywood blockbuster, it's also like a war game, and honestly, it's the last game that truly feels like it, other than Black Ops or stuff like that. So yeah, let's rank it. So, with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, I think it deserves A tier. Need I say more? Need I say more? Let's go on to Call of Duty 6, Black Ops 1. No, wait. Call of Duty 7, Black Ops 1, let's go! So, with Call of Duty Black Ops, there is not one thing I hate. Like previous ones in this list, previous Call of Duty games in this list, I have nothing to hate about Black Ops. Like, if you need to know one thing about me, or if you've been on the channel for a long time and you've seen the older tier list videos. You know I love Black Ops. I'm a diehard Black Ops guy. I was raised a Black Ops kid, so I can't really relate with Modern Warfare, except Modern Warfare 3. That's my only favorite one. I do enjoy both, the new one and the old one, and I'll get to the new one eventually and the old one here after this game. But here's what I really want to get into. I may not hate the game, but there's obviously some things I, you know, have to say, and it's just because playing on PC. And I'll give more than just my PC experience, but without further ado, let me tell y'all what I really think. Because I'm yapping the storm, so... The thing I don't like is how I still need to get used to controller and keyboard on PC, because the aim assist on controller with PC is not the same with my own experience as it is for console. Obviously on console, it's better than on PC. I don't care what y'all say, I think console's better than PC. And like, well, why don't you just get clips from console? Why don't you just play on console? Well, simply put, because I don't want to deal with cheaters on Call of Duty. And two, I don't know, PC's cool, mods. Now, here's what I like, alright? I love the MK Ultra induced story. I think it makes it set apart, like, so much more than World at War or the Modern Warfare games of before. I think it differentiates Black Ops from any other prior Call of Duty. And at this point in time in 2010, we've came a long way from 2003. Humble beginnings, man, and we're already here, dude. Call of Duty is beginning to be a flagship franchise. This game had a Jeep promotion. A Jeep promotion. I'll put it on the screen right now. A Jeep promotion. Jeep sold Black Ops Jeep. It's crazy. It was a crazy time. I was only 3 when this game came out, but from what I saw on the internet, Black Ops 1, it was released in a crazy time. I also love how World at War and Black Ops are both intertwined. Everybody, there are a lot of people that I talk to, or that I see on YouTube, especially some people that do tier lists, they don't mention how World at War is prequel to Black Ops. Sure, it doesn't have Black Ops in the name, but it has Reznov in it. It has ties to the World at War storyline. It has, yeah, I basically said everything. What? Stop yapping. Yeah, it's literally a prequel. I think that's cool too. And they intertwined it so well. And they went from Rune Reznov fighting in Stalingrad to Reznov being in your head the whole entire game, and you're like, what is going on, man? I was just fighting in Berlin with this dude, and now we're breaking out of Vorkuta, and now I can't get him out of my head, and I'm going insane. And that brings me to what I really love about the game. I love how the characters are all very well written and so memorable, which definitely puts Treyarch as a major COD player over Infinity Ward in many ways to me, making dedicated Black Ops fans overnight upon release. You have characters like Woods, voiced by the legend James C. Burns. One of my favorite voice actors, that and Steve Bloom. I think they're both some of the best voice actors I've ever heard. Sure, it's because they're Call of Duty roles, but I digress. You have Alex Mason. You have Reznov, obviously. Bowman, who's voiced by Ice Cube. Ice Cube also voices the McAfee SOG faction announcer in multiplayer. Fun fact. Now, since I'm a major history guy, I'm a big nut for history, war history, military history. I really enjoyed the Cold War setting. I love the Cold War. And it's really my favorite era. I love the technology. I love the conflict. I love the tension. I love all the MK Ultra, KGB, covert ops stuff. I mean, it's called Black Ops for a reason. CIA Black Ops. We know we don't trust the feds, but hey, it's Black Ops. Now, here's an honorable mention. Sean Murray. I don't know if I butchered the name, but Sean Murray. He is the composer for Call of Duty World at War and Black Ops 1 soundtrack. I really wish he did Black Ops 2 soundtrack with Jack Wall. I thought for some of the parts in Black Ops 2, he would have been perfect for like the parts where it made you feel something. And I'll get to that with like Black Ops 2's score here and two more games. But yeah, I think he's a legendary composer, one of my favorites. Literally, sometimes I listen to his World at War and Black Ops scores just while I'm doing schoolwork or playing games like Hearts of Iron 4. It really immerses you. Like he never fails to immerse you, kind of like Hans Zimmer. I think he's like a GOAT, definitely up there. He's definitely up there composers for video games. Uh, but yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about Black. Oh well, actually I forgot to mention. Oh yeah, never mind. I already discussed zombies. I'll do a multiplayer tier list eventually, but this is all campaign. I can't go on that. I gotta stick on campaign. I'm sorry, guys. My bad. Without further ado, let's go rank this. So, Call of Duty Black Ops 1, I've had so many fond memories with it, and in my personal opinion, I think it deserves S tier. It's just an S tier game, and not a lot of people will disagree with me on that. We can all agree it's at least A or S tier. It's really good. If you don't, well, alright, that's your opinion. Go for it. On to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. So, with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, I can't really decide on what to hate. There really isn't much to hate, if anything, really. Like Black Ops, I have nothing to hate about this game. I have fond memories with it. Um, there's nothing bad either, so everything's gonna be kind of positive here. I did really like the way that in some missions it felt like a movie, like especially right on, like on the screen. This first one where you take back the stock exchange from the Russians, like where like where you're battling them in New York. Uh, it it kind of just look it speaks for itself. Just look, honestly, it's breathtaking. Uh, the set pieces are phenomenal. My favorite part is when like the jets literally took down the Eiffel Tower. Like they collapsed the Eiffel Tower on top of, like the Russians or some crap. I don't know. I forget if it was Russians or us that like strike the Eiffel Tower. I'm not. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was us because the Russians, but it could have been the Russians because I don't remember. But all I do remember is that it was scary. It kept me on edge, dude. A lot of these times in Modern Warfare 3, they upped the ante, bro. Since Modern Warfare 2, they were balling, bro. I This was after Vince Capella and Jason West left Infinity Ward to go to Respawn, but they still cooked with this game. Everybody's like, well, Modern Warfare 2 is the best one. I think Modern Warfare 3 is the best one. And it's not just because I have memories with it, but because the campaign was memorable to me. I love the characters, like Sandman and Delta Squad or Delta Force. Like uh, those guys. That was my favorite Call of Duty protagonists. Like Sandman is probably one of my favorite, if not one of the best or my most favorite campaign side protagonists. Like the side guy, kind of like how Woods or Harper or Salter and Infinite. Like that one character who's like always with you. I like Sandman. I love Sandman. Overlord too. Overlord. Truck. What's another one? Well, uh, uh, Grinch. Yeah, Grinch. Yeah, there's another one, Grinch. I forget the other one too. Please put in the comments if you know the other guy. I'm pretty sure it's like 5 total or 4. And like you play as Frost. Uh, I love how epic the explosions were. It kind of felt like a Michael Bay film. The whole game, it felt like a Michael Bay film. Not just because the grenade spam on normal difficulty, but just because of the set pieces, like I mentioned earlier. Just overall, the gameplay and the campaign overall was so addictive. The story was like very intriguing, very interesting. I don't know why people forget about this one a lot. Like when they talk more about the story, I think it's one of the best ways to end off the Modern Warfare trilogy. I think this game reminds me why they should have never just rebooted the Modern Warfare title and just should have made a whole new IP. Because why continue something? You already ended it. There's no point. Yet again, Hollywood does the same thing with like Terminator, and like now they're doing it with Avengers. They already defeated Thanos, dude. It's over. Cool. We won. Just let them have it. They won. They saved the day. Who cares? Price killed Makarov. That boom. That's the end. That is the end. That's the last loose end to Zakayev. Last loose end. They killed him. No, Price killed him. We don't. I don't even know, because there's like that deleted scene in the end of the game. I don't know if Price dies or if he like I don't know, walks away. I don't know, but I don't want to know what happens because it keeps me thinking. You know, when you just tell someone about it, like with games, like when you reboot stuff and just like, oh well, you were thinking about it. Well, here you go. It's like, yeah, but then that gets rid of the intrigue, the mystique about it. Um, I mean, I guess the reboots are good. I like 2 and 3, but 2019 was okay. It just felt too short. I'll get more, like I said, I'll get more into that later. This game kind of felt short too, just because I played through it like a speedrunner instead of going through it. Uh, I tend to do that sometimes because I'm always getting shot at. I don't like dying, so that's what I do. Anyways, I'm yapping on. All right, I just think this game was phenomenal. The story was great. It was a great finale to the Modern Warfare trilogy. Really great characters, a really gay, really great, not gay, really great ending for Price, Soap, and Yuri, and all of them. It's just a shame that Ghost wasn't there, or Simon Ghost and Roach. I think like if only Shepard didn't kill them. Honestly, if Shepard didn't kill them, wonder where they'd be in Warfare 3 with us. Like, would they died by the end, or would they still be there? Would they help you track down Makarov? Like, would they be in the Juggernaut suits with you? I don't know, man. That's the coolest thing about this like whole series, Call of Duty's old games, because sometimes they literally leave it, up to interpretation what happens next. We don't know what happens to Miller after World at War, or than like Alpha Omega on Black Ops 4 or some crap. He's like a handler of Peter McCain, the hanging guy in Shinonuma. I'm pretty sure that's like one of the lore bits. You don't know what happens to Pearson after World War II. You don't know what happens to Polunsky, or Roebuck if you save him. You don't know what happens. That's the thing. Like, I wonder what happened, man. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's rank it. So the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, I think it's either A or S. I'm gonna put it in S. I kind of want to say put it like upper A, S. But yeah, let's just put it upper A, like right near S, but upper A. On to Call of Duty Black Ops 2. So with Call of Duty Black Ops 2 now and on the screen, I just want to say one thing. I hate nothing about Black Ops 2. There is not one thing I possibly could hate. What is there to hate about Black Ops 2? In my case, at least. I have to say the only thing that was confusing, it wasn't even bad, it was just confusing, was the part in the beginning where David Mason's like a kid, and it's after he falls off the tree, his dad calls him a pussy, and then a helicopter comes, like Woods is in trouble, he's kidnapped, or he's getting kidnapped by a Nicaraguan gun runner, blah blah blah, yeah. And then he's like, "Oh, Dad, you said you'd never go to the army." Meanwhile, before that, just go back to your army. Go back to the army like you did when Mom died. You little shit, dude. It's just confusing. Uh, I had the word before. Just want to mention that I recorded this whole entire thing for BO2, like the whole voice, like this whole script, everything I wrote, and I noted my mic was muted because I was recording, uh, the music. So yeah, I'm basically doing everything again. So yeah, that's the only thing I don't really like. It's confusing. It's not bad, but pull up my notes here. I love the settings. I love the way they made the pacing of both the 1980s missions and the 2025 missions well balanced. Um, they all, it's like, I don't know the word, I don't know the term, but it's like, they like sync together like perfectly, not just because like chronological order, like flashback to, what have you, but just the way you play them. I don't know. It's hard to explain personally. Black Ops 2. I really thought the characters were well written. I think Menendez is without a doubt the most terrible Call of Duty villain ever. I don't mean terrible like he's a badly written character. I mean terrible as like he's done terrible things. Like he's a monster. Not a villain. He's a monster. Like Makarov. Him and Makarov. It'd be a really good fight to see Makarov and Menendez, seeing like how cunning they are and how like evil they are. Back in the day, Call of Duty was known for its villains, so yeah, it's not something you would ever see with newer Call of Duty games, sadly. But yeah, they're not cookie cutter, cookie cutter villains. Or they have motives, they have reasons why they kill. Makarov's like more, sadistic. He just kills. Uh, unless I don't know much lore, like unless I'm not real versed in the lore, I think he just kills. Menendez, he had everything taken from him. His family had to start resorting to like drugs. Like he has a kingpin with drugs. He had a cartel, and then one thing led to another. They killed his sister Josefina, and then now he's a psychotic maniac with like looking for revenge, basically, on the Western world, just because of what happened. Talk about I'm not even gonna say it. I only know what the term was. But yeah, I think the factions were well written. I'll talk about that in the multiplayer tier list, but I don't know. It's a sub you don't see with new Call of Duty games. Black Ops 2 is probably, to a lot of people, the last really good Call of Duty game. It stood out. It tried new things. But it's not like what it were with like being gritty or Modern Warfare 2 it being like just off the rails, but it was still well written, very memorable. It was dark at times. Not like dark like World at War, but it was dark. It, it took itself seriously and it knew what it was. Like what? Like I said, what is there to love about Black Ops 2's whole campaign? There's not one thing you can't love. And let's not forget, death to the MPLA. I'm not gonna do that whole thing, but yeah, let's rank it. Need I say less? S tier. It's superb. It's perfect. Perfect. The minute detail. Perfect. On to Call of Duty Ghosts. So the difference between Black Ops 2 and Ghosts and other CODs with Ghosts is it's not that I don't have anything to hate about it. It's just that I have no clue what to hate about. If I had something, I'd say it. But so far, I have nothing to hate. So I guess I have nothing to hate. But I feel like I should, but I don't have anything. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm so positive, but I don't know. That's just me. Uh, but I could definitely tell you something I don't like. It's not I don't hate it, but I don't like it. The movement is too slow. Like I don't want it too fast, but just quick enough, man. Like a 70% instead of a 50%. Kind of like how most campaigns are. Sure, I mean, a lot of campaigns in Call of Duty, especially the newer ones or some old ones, are like very slow paced because they want you to like feel immersed in the story and the environment and the gameplay, and not run around like you're multiplayer or zombies. But come on, I don't know, it's annoying. The graphics and story are pretty decent. They're pretty good. This game had a lot of opportunity with its story. I felt like the cliffhanger at the end really ruined it for me personally. Like, dude, I feel like this game was meant to have a sequel, but Activision's Activision, so they didn't make a sequel, obviously. But who knows? It would have been cool if they ever did make a sequel. Instead of Infinite Warfare, if we would have got Call of Duty Ghosts 2, it would have loot boxes, sure, but it's Ghost 2, so I don't know. Yeah, you know what? I don't think we'd want to tarnish Ghost. I think Infinite Warfare's. But I don't. Okay. I'm gonna butcher this guy's name. Sylvain Darrow. Darrow, or however you pronounce his name, directed the game the way an action movie was written. And the stealth sections are very good. Like there's a section where you are going down the windows of a skyscraper and you're just shooting at the enemies through the windows. And there's the missions in the water, and there's the missions where you what's the other one? You take out like it's in the snow. There's like one in the rainforest. I mean, the whole game is about stealth. I think it's really it's a breath of fresh air for the franchise at the time. Maybe not at the time, but like in hindsight, because like you're always so used to running around, you know, shooty, get to A, then get to B, mission complete. This game, you have to think about what you do, and sometimes you'll be stupid, and like it's kind of Call of Duty 1, you know. Uh, don't be stupid with how you play the game. Sometimes it holds your hand, so like it can be annoying. It's another thing I should have put on my notes, but other than that, there really isn't that much I can really complain about. Uh, the vibe is very good. I can't really describe it. Like the gunplay and the engine overall are really good. Like if I had to pick my favorite Call of Duty engines, my top three, number three would, without a doubt, be the Ghost engine. That's my third most favorite. Like this engine, all the way up to like Infinite Warfare, or Infinite Warfare World War II. That's my third favorite. Second favorite is Modern Warfare, like the IW3, like the Modern Warfare 3 engine. And the first one is definitely, without a doubt, the COD 4 World at War engine, just because I love it. That or the Black Ops modified IW engine for Black Ops, I like that too. Yeah. Let's rank it. So, while I don't think it's the best Call of Duty, and I've been putting a lot of them right here, I think it's at least, I'd say it's like right below the first Call of Duty. It's pretty good. It's B tier. I don't hate it. Let's go to Advanced Call of Duty Advanced Poo Poo. Advanced Warfare retard. Man, with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, this is probably one of the first games I would say I'd hate something. Like these, a lot of people say this is like the time when Call of Duty fell off. I still think it has like its legs. It still knows what it is, but it's losing some stuff, man. It's losing some of that like solidity and its like fluidity. It's like stuff like that. I don't know, fancy word stuff. The thing I hate the most is the my best friend will BS, man. That crap, it pisses me off, dude. Every time Mitchell or main character is like, I was there with my best friend Will. You have to emphasize my best friend. Like, dude, you could just said me and my buddy Will, or just like me and Will. I don't know. I don't know, me and my boy. You could just said me and my. No, that's corny. No. Why my best friend Will? Press F to pay respects, man. Press F to pay respects to that like part of the writing. I don't know what they were thinking, man. That shit was terrible. Excuse me for my language. Another thing I don't like about the game is like the colors you see on screen are very bland. But the colors, I mean, no, the lighting and light effects make up for that, especially the reds and the blues. Like you see on the screen here, a lot of dual colors are like grays and yellows and greens, but like they have the blues and the reds and the oranges, the cyans, like the pinks, not the peaks, the pinks. Like I mean, it definitely makes up for it, you know. A thing I really liked about it was the futuristic theme and the setting. Like they blend so well with the gameplay, and I feel immersed in the 2040s era that Sledgehammer put us through. Like as their first game independently as a developer, you gotta cut some slack. I mean, they're not like this. Fair's first independent game was Call of Duty 3. That game wasn't that good, and everybody says they always make good games. It's Sledgehammer. Everybody's like, Sledgehammer doesn't ever make a good game. Sledgehammer always makes terrible games. Sledgehammer's always so bad. They're woke. Like, dude, at this point, every Call of Duty developer's woke. depending on how you view woke as a term. Regardless, bro, like Sledgehammer, they made really good games, man. They may not have the best multiplayer, but dude, their campaigns are like phenomenal, dude. I like the campaigns, except that my best friend will crap or the F to pay respects. Come on now, come on. But yeah, uh, I don't know if I should say this, but as a villain, I really loved Kevin Spacey. Disregarding Epstein, the Big E, the E Meister, that disregarding all that, it's hard to put him past it. But disregarding that crap, he was very EXO in the game as Jonathan Irons. Like, say what you want about Kevin Spacey, I just freaking died. What a loser! I get no bitches. Um, say what you want about him, man. He done some crazy stuff, dude. He's kind of weird. That's an understatement. He's a weirdo, but he knows how to play a villain. Uh, there's this one TV show that I know he was in. I didn't watch it, but everybody says that it was big back in the day. But I think he had a phenomenal role as Jonathan Irons in this game, and probably one of the most EXO villains in Call of Duty history. EXO means cool in my autistic retard slang, so take that as you will, bro. Anywho, I think I talked enough about Call of Duty Advanced Poo Poo. So let's go to Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Well, let's rank this one first, but yeah, go on. So Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, it's probably the first game that I'd say I hate something. Um, I don't know. I don't really want to say it's like bad like C, but it's either like late B for C. I'm gonna have to put it like last tier B, like bottom B. You know, it's not the worst Call of Duty. It's okay. It can be good in some parts, but it needs to rough down the edges, and it had a lot of things drawing it back. But yeah. Let's go on to Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Boy, I got a lot to say about Black Ops 3, man. And look, alright, I know I've said in prior tier lists, I think, that I don't hate Black Ops 3, and to this day I still don't. But I'm gonna keep it fair with y'all, I'm gonna keep it real. You know, there are some things I hate about this game and don't like, things I'm confused about. It's like a parent going through midlife crisis, or just someone going through midlife crisis. Oh, no, parents out. For one, the story had nothing to do with any of the prior games except the mention of the drone attacks of 2025. It's specifically in this mission right here. If I don't remember the name. It's the one in Cairo, where you talk to the doctor dude. It's like, and also at the end, like Kane, the chick you're with, or that's with you, I guess. She dies of Nova 6, and like it's mentioned like, oh, it's some Cold War neurotoxin nerve gas and it kills people, blah blah blah. We already know what it is. Kills her. Nothing else. There's nothing else that's linked to Black Ops 1, World at War, or Black Ops 2, period. Except Nova 6 and the drone attacks of 2025. Which, I guess in the lore of Black Ops 3, because I kind of studied it a little bit, kind of does play a crucial role because it led to why the AI thing in Black Ops 3 is so confusing because of the drone attacks. That it made like basically I don't know remember what year in the lore, but after 2025, I think UN or some agency basically restricted a lot of drone stuff and like correct me if I'm wrong, like in the comments, like just criticize me if that's the case. Like if I'm wrong, please let me know. But this is what I remember. It's that like they made a pact or an agreement to restrict like AI and like drone usage and stuff like that, like tax drones or some crap. Basically, they did something that like heavily impacted the world in a negative way because of the attacks, and they didn't help the world. It kind of just ruined it, and it kind of led to the state of like the world in 2065 when the game takes place. So I guess in a way, it does have something to do with Black Ops 2, but it's very little. Jason Blundell was trying to cook with this game, and I could see it in some parts, but it really wasn't tied well to Black Ops 2 or 1 or whatever. Like as another thing, like the story as a whole felt too confusing to follow, and I think that killed any potential for people liking the game and its story. Like I said, like that whole AI thing I was talking about just now, you guys are like, what is he talking about? What is Blitzer talking about? What is this guy talking about? And it's because it's confusing, man. Even I'm confused sometimes about it, and I look through this crap. I watched a whole video on the lore. Um, I'm not gonna link it in the description or anything, but just look up the Black Ops 3 lore, like in your spare time. I mean, if you want to. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth your time or if it is. If you like Call of Duty lore with the campaigns, go ahead. Otherwise, whatever. Like, although everyone and their mother says this campaign is dog, I beg to differ. All right, and hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, don't kill me. Hear me out. I think it was okay. All right, a new perspective and a new futuristic approach to the experimental era of COD, which was Call of Duty Ghosts to Infinite Warfare. That was the experimental phase of COD, 2013 to 2016. Treyarch took a risk with this game's story. Like, they know, I don't know, some tells me they knew that this game would be a flop, or like the story wouldn't really resonate with a lot of people that were really excited for the Black Ops story to continue. And I think if they would have given more time to Treyarch and these like developers, and they would have never like forced it to be futuristic, I think Treyarch would have made another banger of a game or a phenomenal game. But we all know Activision, man. They're behind it. Activision and the people at Treyarch who are at top. They're the ones at fault here. But I digress, man. They took a risk with this game. It didn't do too hot, and I think that's kind of why they scrapped Black Ops 4's campaign. Ultimately, because just because Black Ops 3 wasn't really looked at well by everybody and their mother. Which Black Ops 4 was going to be an open world campaign, kind of like Black Ops 7. But anything's better than Black Ops 7. Okay, I don't care what people say. Even Vanguard it makes Black Ops 7 look like trash. Black Ops 7 makes Vanguard look good. I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's just me, though. Now, here's the thing I did like, I like in the game how you play as player. Like, your whole character is just player. That's the whole persona you play as, right? Your character. And how every mission is played forward. Like, you start, like every COD game, start to be, like, beginning to end, chronologically, sequentially, like, order. Like, that missions to go on throughout time. But actually, you're playing it from backwards, from the end to the beginning. Now, hold up. You actually start at the beginning as Taylor the whole time. You aren't player, you're Taylor. Taylor is that bald guy who's, I know he's in, like, Chicago PD, or he's in some, like, well-known, like, drama show. You probably know him if you're, like, older, but, like, I don't remember his name. He's a well-known actor. But he plays Taylor in this game, which is crazy to think about. But, like, the whole time you're playing as Taylor from the end to the beginning, man. Definitely mind-bending. Like, it also depicts a familiar world where we let AI take over and augment our own lives to the point where we alter death for soldiers to be transferred to a frozen forest, and just people in general with PTSD. The entire world is in a third Cold War, not between two countries or one man ruining for everyone, but it's a Cold War against each other, ourselves, humanity, with, like, massive paranoia and a technological arms race mixed with delusional stuff like that. Yeah, delusion. Anyways, let's rank it. With Call of Duty Black Ops 3, there's a lot of things I hate about the game and a lot of things I find okay. Campaign-wise, it's not good. It's at least a C tier. The only thing I give credit for is that they took a risk, and I kind of feel bad because they were not rushed or anything, but, like, they're just, like, they had no they had no real passion, I think, to make this game. It was just forced down their throats by Activision. That's kind of why it contributes to it being C, because everything else was pretty bad about the game. I agree with a lot of people it's kind of a bad campaign, but I don't think it's the worst campaign. There's worse campaigns like Vanguard or Black Ops 7, so I don't know. Literally, I know I'm spoiling the rest of the video, but I don't care. Yeah, let's go on to Infinite Warfare. By the way, why is Black Ops 4 on here? Guys, let's act like it exists. Okay, Black Ops 4's campaign, S tier. It's a banger. Black Ops 4's campaign, S tier. It's speculative. I don't really care. Let's go on to Infinite Warfare. So with Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, this one is another one of my favorite campaigns in the whole entire franchise. And since that's probably the case, I have nothing to hate about this. Like, literally, there's nothing I hate about Infinite Warfare, like many of these CODs, or like Call of Duty games. In many ways, I wish they made a sequel. Like, this game deserves a sequel. But at the same time, I think they couldn't do a sequel. And like I said earlier, there's gonna be spoilers. The ending, it was an ending. There is no way we could make a sequel unless Salter is the main character in the next game, or if they somehow bring back Ethan, or if it's a whole nother cast of characters. But it only makes sense if Reyes was still alive to make a sequel. So I guess they kind of concluded it anyways. But it would still be cool to see a Infinite Warfare Universe sequel or spin-off. I think that would be really cool. And like, number 3 on any of the kind of, like, usually when my third point would always be, like, it's okay. Like, what's okay about the game or good. It's better than okay. Alright? But I love the characters in this game. E3N, or Ethan, as everybody knows him, is my personal favorite. I mean, who didn't cry when he sacrificed himself to destroy the Olympus Mons generator? I thought everyone was so relatable in so many ways. I could actually feel their pain, their joy, their sadness, their fears. Like, everything, like, their whole personality was shown on deck, so to speak, I guess. Which, for some games, is completely absent. I feel like some of the characters we have in modern Call of Duty games, especially like Black Ops 7, and in Black Ops 6 in some ways, because, I mean, it makes sense. It's Case. You're not supposed to have a real personality. You are the personality. This game, every character has their personality. Those games, you have nothing. It's a blank slate. It's cliche character. It's terrible writing. And I'll get to Black Ops 7 eventually. But, yeah, Infinite Warfare, truly amazing with that. So what I really love was that, like What It War, I felt so immersed in this gripping story. And the gameplay was so well made that I couldn't hate it. This game didn't deserve the hate. Like, when this came out, everybody hated it. That's what this game is known for, being hated. But, quite frankly, it was a good game released at the worst time possible. How could I hate this game? Like, if this game were to come out at a stale time in Call of Duty, which it was starting to be stale, I think it would have been great. And even if I couldn't say that, I don't know a great time it would have been to have Infinite Warfare. I think it just was a good game released at a bad time when Call of Duty was being hated for its futuristic setting. Had they would have done more modern and then go to futuristic, maybe if Infinite Warfare came out recently or during the Golden Age, I think Call of Duty, it would have been one of the best Call of Duties ever made with the campaign. It's just released at such a terrible time, man. The story writing, top tier. The character design, top tier. The characters, top tier. The soundtrack, Sarah Sketchner or whatever her name is. I'm sorry if I butchered the name. Top tier. Dude, this game is a banger. It's a banger Call of Duty. An honorable mention number 5, Conor McGregor. Right? I may not watch the UFC, but everybody knows Conor McGregor. All right. He made an appearance in this game as two twins on the SDF as like ace pilots, and he's also the guy you see kill your squad in the beginning of the game. I think that's pretty cool. All right. Well, let's rank it. So I don't really have much to say about Infinite Warfare. It's just it speaks for itself with how great the campaign is. It just sucks that it was released at such a terrible time in the life cycle of the franchise, and I think had it been released at a better time in the franchise, I think it would have been one like an S tier Call of Duty for many people. I think it's S tier. Simply put, for the fact that it's so well written, the soundtrack is amazing, the character, the story writings, like, everything about it to me was perfect. I can't say I hated anything about it. It's just a phenomenal game. Just the action you see in the campaign, my gosh, it's like a movie. You're watching a movie, man. That's what I want. It's art, man. Art is subjective. With this video game, it's like just it's my kind of art, my kind of sci-fi art. I love it because it kind of feels grounded. It's not like Advanced Warfare where it's like, uh, how do I don't know how to explain Infinite Warfare. It's not like it's not like Infinite Warfare. It's not confusing and goofy like Black Ops 3. It's not truly mind bending. It's grounded in a futuristic way. Most times you're not even with a jetpack. You're just jumping and you're running around like old Call of Duties. And by jumping, I don't mean with jetpacks. All right, don't at me in the comments. You can think what you want about Infinite Warfare, but it's S tier. Let's move on to Call of Duty World War II. So with Call of Duty World War II, I really don't know what to hate. It's not a bad thing, alright? There's nothing really bad about the game, campaign-wise. I didn't really have a bad experience with it. I did think that the revised version of the Ghost engine was okay. Alright, and when I say that, I mean that this game was using the engine that Ghosts ran on. And you can see that with like the way you jump and move around in the game. Uh, it's been the engine that Ghosts Advanced Warfare, I think Infinite Warfare, and this game used. Then they replaced it with the IW engine in 2019. So I think, yeah. Anyways, I thought the game's story, while cliche good versus evil narrative, was pretty good, with cool characters like Pearson, Daniels, Turner, or Zussman. I also like the way that you felt like war. I love the way that you felt the war surrounding you at every single moment. There is mud flying, your gun getting dirty, distant battle sounds, gunfire, and voice sounds make it so hard to hate. It just makes you, it's gripping, and it just has a sort of realism to it that is addicting, right? Not that those things aren't in any prior games, just they immerse you immediately. That's a good thing to me. Kind of like Infinite Warfare. That's something I really thought that I loved about it. Definitely the story, the graphics, the engine. There's nothing I don't know what to hate. I would say I kind of dislike the cliche good versus evil narrative. I wish like in World at War they'd make both sides evil in a way, because the Americans, they weren't all good in World War II. They committed war crimes, so did the Germans. I think if you would if you really wanted to make it kind of cool, I think if you made war hell, and I don't mean hell in a light way, hell is hell, but I think that would have made the game 10 times better narratively if they would have done that. But it's still good with what it is, right? And it leads me to my honorable mention, Turner's death. Turner's death was tragic, alright? You're attacking the AA positions, and you have to take out waves of enemies, as much as I can remember. And he dies like he tells you to go. No sacrifice too great, right? I think that's the quote he says. And he holds off the coming German forces as your forces retreat or they move. And he dies doing that. He sacrifices himself for you to go. And Pearson's now in charge after that mission. It really made you feel for the characters. It really made you feel like you were there with them. And like I said, that's something we don't see with modern Call of Duty games, You just feel like you're going in there, shooting bad guys, woohoo, you're done. This game made it grounded. Like if like this whole experimental era of COD, or what I call this, this is the start of the revision era of COD. I forget what I actually called it, because I made a whole name for it. It's like this game in Black Ops 4. And then after Black Ops 4 is Resurgence era. And then after that, after Cold War is a sellout era. Whatever. All right, let's move on to let's rank it and move on to Modern Warfare 2019 because Black Ops 4 doesn't have a campaign. Activision. With Call of Duty World War II, there isn't anything to hate. I love the story. I already said everything I love about it. I think let's just rank it. I need to stop reiterating what I say. Let's just rank it, all right? Because I already told y'all what I like. I don't need to repeat myself here, right? You guys, hopefully you guys have the brain cells and you have the attention span to remember. I hope so. I think this is a solid A tier game. All right, very solid A tier campaign. Remember, these are campaigns, not the whole game, just campaigns. And I never played these campaigns, so I don't know how they are. All right, let's go on to Modern Warfare 2019. With Modern Warfare 2019, I think what I hated the most is that it was aggravating to play with. Now, remember, before I keep going into this clips, as you see on the bottom right of the screen, they're by MK Ice and Fire. Like I said in the disclaimer at the beginning, every clip after World War II, so basically this clip and World War II and so on, will be from him since I don't have his games on PC, and some of them I don't have on my PS5. So, thank you to him. All right, thank you. Please don't report me. Anyways, like I said, this game is so aggravating to play through. Alright, and this is from my Xbox standpoint. Alright, when I played through this game on hardened difficulty, not the realistic, but hardened, I found that it was so aggravating. Alright, I always got grenade spammed. I always got killed in close quarters. I always had to basically prone the whole time just so I didn't get shot at. Man, they spam you with everything. Everything, man. The movement, it was definitely in its infancy with this new engine, and I think I don't know how to even explain it. I just think it was aggravating to play through. It definitely needs improvements on depth of story. It felt just too meh, you know? Like it felt very bland because it didn't like the characters. I don't know how to explain it, man. It didn't feel impactful like Modern Warfare 3 or 2 or Call of Duty 4 did. It just felt like you were the guys set in, kill bad guys. There you go. Alright, it's the start of that kind of trend with Call of Duty where it's kind of selling out to like different trends. I don't think this is a trend. I think it was a trendsetter in some ways, but I just think the characters, they didn't feel as relatable, or they didn't feel as like well baked, except Price. Price, maybe Gaz, and Alex were the only characters that were well written in this game. I think the villains too, especially Barkov, it's just a terrible villain. I think he's the equivalent of cardboard of all Call of Duty villains. He's like a piece of cardboard. There is nothing of depth to him. He doesn't really do anything evil. Sure, he tortures you. Sure, he tortures people. He has the Russian invasion of Urzikstan, whatever that country is in Call of Duty, the new one, because they can't. How dare they put it in a real country? It's so stupid. It is so stupid, man. This character's stupid. Farah, I think she's alright as a new protagonist, but I don't know. Let's talk about what I did like, right? I did like how slow paced it is at times. It lets you feel immersed in the modern warfare, pun intended, and keeps you focused on the tactical side of things, right? You're not running around and you're not like just running and gunning while killing just bad guys and saving the day. You're thinking about it, I guess. So I guess technically it does have some depth, but I don't know. Honestly, the gunplay was on top, right? That was what carried it for me, and parts of the story and the characters, like sometimes. And the movement, the graphics, graphics were definitely very, very amazing, right? Definitely a step up from recent Call of Duties. I could tell there is some remnants left over from Infinite Warfare in a way, but yeah. And so the characters, right? So were the characters of Gaz and Price, right? Very fleshed out, and Gaz especially had more depth than in COD 4, because in COD 4, he was the cardboard. He was just that dude, alright? He was just the guy. But in this game, he actually had a character. He actually had depth to him. I think that made him perfect, you know? Anyways, let's rank it and go on to Black Ops Cold War. So, with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, I think it's a good B tier. I think it's probably above Ghosts. It's not like Call of Duty, the first one, but it's definitely Ghosts. So let's go to Black Ops Cold War. So with Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, the only thing I hated was that it was too short. This game, I think I love this game a lot. I love its campaign. It just feels too short, man. And even though it doesn't really, it's kind of not short in terms of like other Call of Duty games, especially the Golden Age Call of Duties. It just is. It just feels too short, man. Some of the missions just feel like you're running and then you're done. And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier with Modern Warfare 2019, with how it just felt like you're running and gunning and you get the job done. Except with this game, you are literally just doing that and have story baked into it, which is okay. In what's bad? Really nothing. There's nothing bad about it. I love the 80s vibes. I love the gunplay. I love the graphics. Right? I love how it was the last Black Ops with genuine characters. Adler, first time we ever saw Adler in Call of Duty Black Ops, and he's the GOAT. All right, one of the GOATs of the Call of Duty franchise, in my opinion. I think the Perseus story really moves things forward nicely, right? In a way, you know. I don't know if they really. I don't remember if there was really a relation in Black Ops 6 with Perseus and Cold War. I think they stopped it. I think it has a canon ending, like when you stop Perseus, but you never really stop Perseus, do you? You never really stop them. It's a group. It's idea. It's a group. It's not a man, you know? Like in the campaign, it's literally told it's a man. It's not a man. It's a group. And there's like moles and there's spy rings and everything. When the Soviet Union falls apart, that probably ends, but then it goes into criminals, and that's where Avalon comes in, and New Avalon, whatever the new city's called in Call of Duty. That's where Black Ops 6 takes off. I think that's kind of where it starts off, right? Especially with Gulf War. Anyways, pretty much all I have to say about Cold War, right? I just really love the vibes. I love those characters. I love the story. It's a great Cold War story, I think, and really, I think it's a great homage to Black Ops 1 in many ways. But it's really all I can really say about it. I have more to say about multiplayer and zombies than I do about the campaign, as for many of these games, right? And other tier lists that I've done in the past, you saw me do more about multiplayer and zombies than I did for campaign, just for the sole fact that I really had nothing to say about campaigns. Not because they're bad. Some of them I love, like Cold War, but it's just I run out of everything to love, and I just have nothing else to love, so I love it. So let's go on to rank it and go on to Call of Duty Vanguard. Yeah, I think personally Cold War deserves A tier, right? And I think it goes above most other games. I think, probably right here, probably between Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty 2. I think it deserves to be right there. Let's go on to Call of Duty Vanguard. Don't hate me in the comments. Oh boy, here we are, Call of Duty Vanguard, right? Although I call it Call of Duty Vanguard, I can't say that's the case for its campaign, and that's why I call this campaign Van shit. All right. The thing I hate the most about it is its historical accuracy, right? Now, I get you're gonna be a comment like, it's just a video game. Why do you care so much about historical accuracy in a video game? Just don't play it if you don't like it. Okay, true. Yeah, if I don't like it, I don't have to play it, right? But I love Call of Duty, so I do have to play it in some regard, I guess. The thing is, when you portray World War II right? As the conflict it is, regardless of what side you think of or like what side of the aisle you are about it, you have to respect it. You have to respect the material being presented. You can't just it just look, just look. All right. Now, look, I get it. I like shooting Nazis like anybody else, right? In Call of Duty, you know, they're the generic bad guy, and that's boring, right? It's boring. Like the rest of this campaign, it's just boring. It's a wet blanket of a game, all right. The villains are boring. The writing is boring. The writing's also cliche, right? Good versus evil. Shoot Nazis, die Nazis. I shoot Nazis, they die. That is plan. Oh boy. Oh boy. They could at least have a different enemy. Like maybe a different Axis power. Like maybe you're fighting Italy. Maybe Japan. You know, most of the game fighting Japan. No. Nazis. Not saying Nazis are good. Just saying that they're always the bad guys. There needs to be other kinds of bad guys to fight, you know? I don't know. What was bad, right? The lead character, Polina Petrova, which that quote I said earlier comes from, I shoot Nazis, they die, that is planned. Yeah, that she says that. She says that when they ask about, do you have a plot here? I shoot Nazis, they die, that is planned. She is so boring. She literally has the personality of a wet sock. With lines so boring you'd think they discard it quickly, but no. And don't forget about the other guys, alright? They have the personality equivalent to a musty cum sock. Like, the diversity in this game is another thing entirely. It's so heavy-handed, alright? They can't go 1 to 2 minutes without saying some... I don't know if DEI is the right term. Just... modern political themes for a modern audience, I guess you could say, because I don't want to sound like Andy Pants. I don't want to sound like I'm just a hater. I honestly don't mind. I don't mind certain people. I don't mind that, right? The thing I mind is how it doesn't fit into a World War II game, right? Especially with the theme and the historical era it's in. Doesn't fit the era at all, right? There wasn't many women serving in the war, right? There were, like in Russia, and some in America, some in Britain, especially like on the home front, you know? There was a lot of Russian medics that were women, deadly snipers that were women. No joke, obviously. But they weren't fighting alongside soldiers, really. Since same was the case during some Cold War conflicts, right? Just wasn't the case. It's so heavy-handed with the diversity. So, anyways, I think the gunplay is great. And that's the only thing I can say that's great, right? That's the only thing. Using the same engine as 2019. Definitely an improvement. And it made the multiplayer fun. Same with the zombies. Even the zombies was fun just because of the gunplay. However, there is nothing to love. That's the main thing here. There is nothing to love, period, about the campaign. Everything else about the game is either trash or it's at least half decent. And I joke about calling the game Vanguarded because it's so bad, it's good. Except the campaign. Let's move on to ranking this. Okay. So, with Call of Duty Vanguarded, or Van shit, for the campaign, D tier. D tier. I'll put it like maybe right above United Retards. It's D tier. It's terrible. Terrible. Let's move on to Modern Warfare 2019 Part 2 or Modern Warfare 2022. So, for this game, alright, the things I hate about it, the thing I hated most about this campaign was just that it was too slow. The movement across the whole game felt too slow. I don't remember if I'd said that in the multiplayer tier list for this game, but it was just too slow. The movement was terrible. I think if it was at least a little faster, I think it would have been better. Not saying make it like Cold War or other games like Black Ops 3. You know, if they would have just made it slightly better, maybe to the pace of Call of Duty 4 to Modern Warfare 3, I think it would have been great. And when I say Modern Warfare 3, I don't mean the new one, I mean the old one. I think the story is slow. the movement is slow. Everything is slow. And some might say that's a good thing because tactical kind of the game does feel realistic in a lot of ways. The movement does feel realistic. I do like that. Um, but that was okay. What else is bad? That Shepard looks. It's a small detail, but I don't like it at all. Shepard looks nothing like he did in 2009. It makes no sense. Why does he look different? Why does Ghost look different than he did in 2019? I think that was a great Ghost. I think this one, he looks too commercial. He looks too out there as a good guy. He doesn't look like he's scary anymore. He doesn't look intimidating. He just looks like he's trying to be an edgelord. But Shepard looks nothing like he did, and that makes him less like Shepard and just some dude with the last name. He has nothing in correlation to the original Shepard whatsoever. I thought the Mexico setting in this game was fine. I thought it was a new perspective. Usually it's in Russia, or somewhere in Asia, or in Europe. This time it's in Mexico, and I don't think any Call of Duty's ever been in Mexico. Maybe there's been a few multiplayer maps in New Mexico, in California, like near the Mexico border, but there's never been one game campaign set mostly in Mexico. That's amazing in my opinion, It's a new entire environment, and rich for storytelling. I love the music, right? Some of the music does have like Mexican kind of backdrop to it, because it fits the theme. Sarah Schatzner, yet again, she came in clutch with this one. All right, I think she's an amazing composer or artist for Call of Duty, like with Modern Warfare. I do miss some of the old ones, like what was it, Hans Zimmer? Although he's probably a licensed one because he's a film music guy too. So I think a lot of them are, because Sarah Schatzner, she was also in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But I digress, right? She did amazing with this game. The gunplay has massively improved from Modern Warfare 2019. I think it's a lot better than 2019, a lot better than Vanguard's. Definitely a little more addicting to play with. The sandbox is also really great. I think all the guns felt sort of different. Some of them felt the same. But to each his own, And Ghost, even though he looks like an edgelord, he's still cool for what he is. He's still cool. He still is edgy, I guess, in a way. But yeah. Let's rank it. I think this deserves probably B tier. So I'd say it's probably right above Ghosts. No, it's above Modern Warfare 2019. I know in the past, in the multiplayer tier list, I hated this game. But it's just because I was so aggravated at it at the time. I might make an updated tier list as we see how many Call of Duties come out. And I might make an updated one if I get my hands on any new games, which I probably won't at this point, but it is what it is. Let's go on to Modern Warfare 2023. Where to start with Modern Warfare 2023 or just Modern Warfare 3? Alright, no, I'm not calling it that. That's a disgrace to Modern Warfare 3 2011. That's a disgrace to the original. So, just Modern Warfare 2023. Or Modern Warfare 2 Part 2. Okay, so, what I hate... Now, I hate the Nerve-Russian mission in this game. If you can even call it that. It just feels watered down, and it has no identity, right? In the other game, it had risk to it. It was not scared to basically show war crimes or just crimes of the Geneva Convention or just any crime on your TV screen back then. They weren't scared of that. Back then they had balls to portray that crap. They had balls to portray the Nazi flag. They had balls to portray you shooting up civilians at an airport because of the villain. It made sense. The villain was a maniac. He's a terrorist. Makarov is a sick person. He's gonna do sick things to people. To prove a point. To start a war. Spoiler alert. But in this game, he just does it because he wants to. He doesn't do it to start a war. He does it just because he's a bad guy. It's so stupid. It's the dumbest plot ever, really. It's the dumbest thing ever. And this is because... in part because it started as a Modern Warfare 2022 DLC. It was meant to be... Because, here's the thing. when Modern Warfare 2 came out, Activision was like, alright, so we're gonna have the developers make one game and have live support for an extra year instead of having another yearly release right after it. So it's supposed to just be Modern Warfare 2, and then year 2 of Modern Warfare 2 live service with a DLC expansion. Right? Not a full price game, and it's an expansion, DLC, with seasonal content. They dropped that because they're greedy as heck. So we got Modern Warfare 3 instead of just Modern Warfare 2 extra expansion, right? And it sucks because this game's campaign would have been better if they would have had more time to develop it throughout the year. It sucks, man, because there are some decent things about the game, right? But the thing that's bad about the game is that the story barely holds together. It leans off of screen. My bad. It leans on off-screen Warzone lore. Basically, it basically leans off of lore that the Warzone season set up in Modern Warfare 2. That's all it does, and it sucks, man. The seasonal live service system, it ruined Call of Duty. Loot boxes, everything ruined after Black Ops 3, really, and it sucks, man. Because, man, Call of Duty used to be the crap to some people, you know. It used to be the game that you weren't mocked for. Everybody loved Call of Duty. That isn't the case anymore with multiplayer and campaign because the stories are shallow, the gameplay is still okay, but the community is toxic and the players are sweaty and no-lifing as heck, if that's even a term or terminology. The pacing is a mess, and Graves magically returning makes zero sense. We killed him in a tank. There's no reason why it's a remote-controlled tank the size of an actual M1 Abrams. It doesn't make sense. That's like some Black Ops 3 stuff, dude. Those things don't exist. Unless they do, and it's some secretive military stuff. If that's the case, it's like this is supposed to be somehow Black Ops, because Modern Warfare is modern warfare. It's not modern Black Ops, alright? Black Ops, if it's secret, if it has experimental technology, it makes sense. Modern Warfare, it doesn't make sense, alright? So, yeah. There's nothing, like, if anything, okay, right? Take it from this perspective. There's nothing completely broken if you stop expecting logic. If you stop thinking. If you just pull out the plug of your brain, everything's okay. Alright? I guess you'd call it slop. This is truly before AI took over, right? I'd say this game was the start of it, but it was before it really took over. I do love some stealth segments, because they actually land. The visuals are cleaner, and the movement feels less... It feels more smooth than before. Less stiff than Modern Warfare 2. A little more fast-paced. It's definitely my pace, so I love it, right? That's the only thing I love about it. Let's rank it and move on to Black Ops 6. So, I think this game deserves C tier. The only thing carrying it is the movement, the gunplay, the visuals. That's the only thing carrying it, right? It goes behind Black Ops 3. Let's move on to Black Ops 6. So what I hate about Black Ops 6 is that, like Cold War, it felt too short, and it had a short campaign. And the other thing I hate about it is that they have zombies in it. The campaign, for anyone that doesn't know, has a few missions where you're in a lab that you were experimented on. You're playing as Case, but you were also brainwashed, or you're experimented on, like a lab rat, with something called the Cradle. And it makes you trigger, it makes you hallucinate, it makes you violent, right? Kind of like the numbers in Black Ops 1. So on one of these missions, you fight zombies. Literally, they just rip zombies out of the, Liberty Falls. They rip zombies out of Black Ops 6's, maps for zombies and just put them in, slap them in there. Like, why? Why have zombies and boss zombies in this? It makes no sense, and it should have no correlation to the game except maybe Easter egg. Because, like, Cold War did it okay, You didn't follow Adler's commands, and you went inside the tunnels every time. You didn't open the red door, so you fell through a hole, and you went to a dark cave, and there were zombies coming at you, and you died anyway. and you respawn. That's an Easter egg. It's a reference to zombies. It's not baked into the campaign. You don't have to fight zombies. You can just go to the canon ending, open the red door, reveal where Perseus is. This game, they literally force you to as part of your character's writing. I don't know, like what you really call it, narrative. As part of the narrative. What I think is really bad about it was that the Saddam mission, like when the mission that you infiltrate Saddam's palace in Syria, I think it is. I'm a history nerd. How did I not know this? The hype was wasted because everybody was like hyped and expecting you to go kill Saddam Hussein or you to track down Saddam Hussein. Because back then everybody thought the game was going to be called Call of Duty Gulf War. No, it was wasted. Wasted, I tell you, wasted. Now, this is what's okay, right? Marshall, like the characters were okay. Marshall, Case, Woods, Harlow, Park. All of them are pretty good. Some of the villains. Although I think, I don't even know if there's really a villain. Harlow became the villain and that was stupid, but beforehand she was okay, I guess. And throughout the game. No, I take that back. Harlow was a terrible character. Never mind, I'm so sorry. That was terrible. But every other character was decent. Decent, okay, good, you know? Felt pretty grounded, I guess. Not grounded in the sense of like Infinite Warfare, but grounded like... No, grounded's not even the right word. I don't know, alright? What I love is the Omni movement, alright? Now, don't hate me in the comments, alright? Let me explain. By the time Modern Warfare 3 dropped, I was like, man, I want to move more. I want to move and kind of dodge bullets, and I want to experience a new kind of Call of Duty action, you know? Coming from a guy who likes realistic shooters. Or realistic style shooters. That I don't like playing... okay, whatever. Let's get back on track here. I love the action. I love the action. I love the high octane moments. The hype period of this game was great. I loved the hype of this game. I loved the honeymoon phase of this game. I loved the trailers, the leaks. It's so exciting to just want Black Ops 6, man. For me personally. And some of you might agree, some of you might heavily disagree or hate that. You know, it might be like, man, I hated this game. From the start. From the leaks, I hated it. It looked like it was going to be trash, and I knew it was. And I wasn't wrong. To each his own, you know. It's art. It's subjective. Right? But when Black Ops 6, especially with Black Ops 6 and the Omni movement, they had a trailer and it made you feel like you're an action hero. You know, with the multiplayer, and that was what's fun. But for the campaign, I think it's a good way to dodge bullets, get into cover, and keep moving. You know, I think that's a really cool thing. Other than that, there's really nothing else to say about Black Ops 6. Because here's the thing. I'll tell you what the thing is on Black Ops 7's part. Let's move on to Black Ops 7 and wrap up this video. So Black Ops 6 is probably... I don't know. I want to put A tier, but since I want to put B tier. It's never going S tier, obviously. It's not that good, but... I think it's going to be like high B tier. It's definitely up there. Right before World War II, it's B tier. Let's move on to Black Ops 7. Let's move on to Black Ops 7 and wrap up this video. Oh boy, where do I start with Black Ops 7? All right, it doesn't really deserve the Black Ops title. That's how bad it is. All right, it's so bad. It's so bad I didn't even finish the campaign. That's how bad it is. It's the first Call of Duty in my whole life playing this game franchise that I haven't even completed this campaign. One campaign. At least of all the games I've played, this is the first one I never completed. Ever. Now, here's the thing that I was going to say earlier. This game, right, this was the game Treyarch was working on. Not Black Ops 6. The whole time in 2024, they were working on Black Ops 6. That was Raven. You want to know who was making Black Ops 7? Treyarch was. The whole time, Black Ops 7. And yeah, it turned out to be the most cheeks campaign anyone has ever played. It makes Vanguard blush. It makes Vanguard look decent. If you could do that, you're committing a crime in gaming, my friend. You're making the worst game in the series look better with a worse-er game. Alright, now, to add on to that, right, it was just nostalgia bait. Literally the whole entire thing was Black Ops 2 this, Black Ops 2 that, Black Ops 2 this, Menendez that, Black Ops 2 this, Menendez that, David Mason this, Black Ops 2 that, Black Ops 2 that. Everything was Black Ops 2. Every single thing they do is Black Ops 2 themed. Or Black Ops themed, Black Ops 3 themed. Everything is. It doesn't know what it is, so it tries to be something else. It's not. It's like the little brother trying to be like the big edgy brother, even though it just needs to be itself. If you want a good Call of Duty game, listen to me, Treyarch. Listen to me, Activision. Just make it care about its own identity. Care about identity. Identity is literally everything. You want people to remember a game? Make a game worth remembering. Alright? Now, you're not going to listen to me because you care only about money. Alright? But that's just me. Alright? That's what, if I was a game director, that's what I want. I want a game that people make memories with. Alright? I want art that is remembered. Like the Mona Lisa. Another thing I hate is that there's ranking on the campaign. To add on that, it's online only. You literally can't play solo on this campaign. It's the first one in the whole entire franchise that's online only, and you can rank on it. You can rank up just playing the campaign or endgame. It's stupid DMZ clone. It's stupid, man. I hate the health bars on enemies. I hate enemy being so buffed because of said health bars. Literally, I've seen videos where people literally complain about it, and what they complain is more about them dying because they can't kill enemies than it is about critiquing the actual story. And the actual story and the enemies itself, the AI, everything is so terrible. You're telling me this is the first game Treyarch made intentionally with all time on their hands since Black Ops 3. You're telling me that this is the first game they made since 2015 with all in-house employees, all hands on deck for one franchise, for one game. Like I said, Black Ops 6 was not made by Treyarch. Treyarch was the company responsible for it, but they didn't make it, and you can tell. Raven made it. Raven made Black Ops Cold War. Raven made Black Ops 6. I think they also made Black Ops 4. The last game Treyarch made fully for the campaign, zombies, and multiplayer was Black Ops 3. So this is the first time in over 10 years they made a game. Think about that, alright? And don't get me started on the giant Harper. Everybody makes fun of Harper, alright? Not him as a character, but the mission that you fight the giant hallucination of him. I'll show you a picture of it right now on screen. It makes the game look so pathetic, and it just shows the fatigue of this franchise. It makes me think they should have just stopped at Call of Duty 4. They should have stopped at Black Ops 2. Never made a game again. They moved on to a new IP. If they were Activision, Sledgehammer, Treyarch, they all moved on to different things. I can't imagine a world like that with how I grew up, but Call of Duty would never be a juggernaut if it was like that. But at the same time, sometimes I think it should have never been as big as it was today. Because it's so bad. It lost itself. It lost its identity. The employees lost their identity. There's no substance at all to this game. Alright? There's nothing okay about this game. I can't even say what's okay. And it sucks that I have to glaze the gunplay because that's all I can glaze. That's all I can enjoy about this game is the gunplay. But that's what I can say about the Warzone for this game's life cycle, is that the gunplay is good, that's addicting. But it's more like it's addicting in the TikTok way than it is addicting in you're watching a movie way. And that sucks. That's not good art. Alright, and I don't care what people say. I hate this game's campaign with a passion. I will never complete it. I don't feel like it, because until they make it not online only, I'm never even touching it again. I touched it on last gen Xbox. I don't even want to try it on PS5. Don't even get me started on it. And I'm just going to make this thing heard now, right? I know I promised you guys I would, if I didn't reach 500 subs by end of May, which it's the end of this month, at the time of recording this, I would play Black Ops 7's campaign on a whole stream. Yeah, well, I kind of lied there. I'm never doing that. Alright, I had to be upfront with you guys. I'm never doing that, now that I think about it. I would never torment myself that much. I wouldn't make my worst enemy play this game. And I mean that. I would never make them play this game. But, yeah. Let's move on to the outro. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say I'm sorry that I haven't been uploading at all. Like I said earlier, it's just been a long time. I've been procrastinating a lot, but I'm finally done with this. If you guys want to see more content like this and want to hear my personal rant and opinion of each game, or maybe just in general, let me know what I should do next, what you guys want to see. I love to give you guys a really good enjoyment. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. You don't have to, but I'd really appreciate it. I don't think I'm going to get to the goal of 500 subs by the end of this month, but who knows. Please like the video if you haven't already. It helps me with the algorithm, and I think, yeah. I don't know what else to say, really. Hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss future content. And, yeah, I do really appreciate you guys watching all the way. Does let me know you guys really care. I'm not going to beg you guys to subscribe, I'm not going to beg you to like or notify yourself, but I just hope that you enjoyed watching the video. Please leave a like, please leave a comment below about your thoughts on the video and what were your takes on some of what I said? And what would you like to see next? Anyways, my name is Blitzer, signing off. See you guys in the next one. Peace.